legacy. How will yours be defined? When they think of you,
it's about what's in this huddle.
Will it be of passion?
Maybe that kid that would have done anything to be on the stage.
Sacrifice. Greatness. Will you meet the moment to live amongst legends? Or watch as someone else's dream becomes reality?
This is what you dream about. Wait for every still guy in the tunnel.
Heroes are remembered, but legends live forever. Here at the NCAA Men's Lacrosse Championship.
Welcome to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. It's the national championship game in Division I Men's Lacrosse. For the Cornell Big Red, it's been an odyssey, a half century in the making. Today they try to return to Ithaca with a championship. Maryland has been a Memorial Day weekend mainstay. Under John Tillman, they're now playing in their 9th national championship game and 4th in 5 years. In the semifinals, Cornell dispatched of Penn State. Maryland blitzkrieged Syracuse. For the first time since 2005, the championship game gives us 1 versus 2.
Schaller meets him out into the restraining area.
CJ likes this. He likes when players get aggressive against him.
Kirst windmills down the alley, gets inside, he gets turned away. No flag. Now we get a whistle. It's going to be a push on Maryland, but without possession. Cornell ball, shot clock resets to 60.
That's where Maryland is so good, supporting the matchup. So when CJ Kirst does get a step on Will Schaller, it's the timely slides. The 5 other defenders all speaking the same language.
Luzzy swirls down the alley, second midfield on for Cornell. Luzzy and Waldman both scored in the semis out there with Ryan Sheehan. Here is Waldman, fires on the run. His second goal of championship weekend. 1-0 Cornell.
Watch the stop by Nust. He's locked up to the post. Good angle play. Matches up stick on stick. That ball actually ricochets off his cross and then hits the post. Defensively, Jackson Canfield, the double team. That's ruled a push without possession. Cornell maintains possession.
You give the nation's #1 offense another crack at it.
Dooley. Dooley was a fan in 2017 in this building when Maryland won the national title. A Massachusetts native. Ellie dangerous on that right wing. Davis in the passing lane. Whittier able to pick it up. Keegan, step down shot. Wyatt Nust gave up the rebound and Maryland capitalizes. We're tied at 1. It's Bryce Ford.
Big game Logan. He will stand toe-to-toe with any offense. You got to move him. You got to get him guessing. He's so dialed in on the big stage. The brighter the lights, the bigger he plays. Gives this offense another opportunity to cash in on some trash.
Kirst, the player. He's going to win the Tewaaraton Award, the Heisman of Lacrosse. Ivy League Player of the Year, first team All-American 3 times over. Leads the nation in goals and points. Second midfield for Cornell. Shot clock down to 12. Maryland making them work. Here comes Luzzy. Has a look. McNaney gobbles it up.
It's so critical in terms of when you shoot with your offhand in the lefty's case.
Goldstein got topside against Lake. He missed the cage.
That's going to be the matchup. And going back to Kirst, he's had tape on his right wrist in practice. We noticed it on Friday. And his shooting percentage, nearly 50% for most of the season in the last 2 weeks. Below 10% right now.
Including today, 2 for his last 22. Luzzy The bounce shot and the score. Cornell's 2 goals today coming from its second midfield.
This is the problem when you play Cornell. If you stop Kirst, you slow down Goldstein, you got to deal with the second midfield, guys like Luzzy. But don't forget about Michael Long. He's a 6th-year senior, and he has some of the best passing skills in all of college lacrosse. He times that cut beautifully. His head is up the entire time. And that is what Michael Long brings to an offense.
Case of the Mondays, that's been the kryptonite.
It's all based on his normal routine and preparing for a battle with 7 days. And John Tillman has been to 9 national championships. It's the most ever. He's done it in 18 years.
A.J. Larkin had 2 goals in this semi. Tumbles. Don't get a flag. Now we get one. It doesn't matter. Daniel Kelly ties the game at 2. We were talking in the break. How does Maryland ignite its offense? They go quickly.
Two of the best players on Maryland are their long pole midfielders, Jack McDonald, number 51, and A.J. Larkin, number 26. And their impact in the middle of the field will be profound.
Cornell number 7, push is wiped out. The goal is good. Face off.
The ground ball win by Larkin starts the transition. He had a pair of goals in the semifinals. There's your penalty. Kelly sees the flag down. He understands that he can take a maybe shot and not get penalized, exactly. But his placement against the lefty cart, offside hip, I mean, turn and rake.
What I liked most about it is he shot around the defender, and I think he screamed dust. When Kelly brings that stick back and he uses his release and he follows through right on the hip of the defender behind the goal at X2, and he uses the back of the goal to his advantage and make the defender think in terms of how you're going to guard him.
Shot clock winding down. Goldstein, doorstep, puts it in. He straight beat Jackson Canfield.
Get some ankle tape.
If you're Goldstein, why take away your superpower? It's the firecracker feet. You're 145 pounds. Why go into the meat of the defense? This is beautiful. Change of speed. The hard plant foot. And there is no help. Maryland has to support this matchup when they put Canfield in space. You got to show a little bit.
You know, he beats him to the inside and the tangent of the goal line. Had he beat him topside, I think the double team was there.
Kelly's got a goal. Forward, a converted attackman. The position he played at Fairfield. Off the invert against the short stick, Gilmartin. Draws the slide. Whittier from the outside off the crossbar. Rebound to Maryland. Shot clock reset. Spanos has his man hung up. Spanos 6'5". Dooley slips. Spanos hands free, and he scores. His 12th goal of this postseason.
Coach is hot because he thought it's a moving pick. Extended possessions, that's what Maryland loves to do. CJ Kirst takes a maybe shot. He tries to go to the twister here late. Watches the head of his stick come over his right shoulder and shoots for that far post. But at the end of the day, Spanos is set up by just a vicious pick at goal line extended.
Maryland wins the run out. I was asking for the pick game because that gives you the separation and the confusion. That's just I want it type goal. Eric Spanos puts everything into this one. 6'5", 220 pounds.
Tied for the 3rd time today. We have alternated goals. Cornell with the opening salvo, and then back and forth. Firth over to Long, feeding inside to Dalton. Andrew Dalton, big red rifle. He had the game winner against Richmond in the quarters.
Dalton had a huge 4th quarter to propel the Big Red to championship weekend down at Hofstra in the quarterfinals. Firth does the initial drawing, and then it's Mr. Assister. Michael Long, his 12th assist. of this tournament. How about the deception to catch that ball low and don't do anything other than shelf it?
Terrific cut by Dalton. The ball movement from behind up top to long leaves the defense vulnerable on their slide and recovery, and Dalton doesn't stay still.
Over to Kirst. Schaller on him. Kirst down the alley. That's off the pipe. Goldstein the backup. That resets the shot clock to 60.
That's what I would do if I was CJ Kirst. Schaller, 27 in red, wants to play behind the goal, wants to get muscle-type matchup at goal line extending. Get him up top.
Goldstein with his second. And we have our first 2-goal lead of this championship game.
John Tillman looking at the replay. We talked about the Goldstein matchup. He's tried 2 different defenders on him, and they have no answers. Here's the save. Look, this is not a bad shot, but the location, that's an easy stop. Quite honestly, Maryland is putting the ball into the stick of Wyatt Nust. Here at the other end, Goldstein does it from the perimeter this time, outside the D-man.
145 pounds on Peter Lake, a freshman who will be a great one. But from a matchup perspective, this is a daunting task on the two-handed Goldstein. When you watch him play 30 and white, you have no clue if he's right-handed or left-handed.
He may be little, but he is fierce.
Of that hard plant foot.
Nust did not get a piece of it, so no shot clock reset. Schultz, the freshman from Ridgewood. Now Bryce Ford, Fairfield's top scorer the last 2 years. Against the short stick, Bazzi. Shot clock at 10. Spanos with the left hand, he scores. That's what Maryland did to Syracuse in the semis. They had 3-4 goals that came inside of 10 seconds on the shot clock.
They're so clean in the middle of the field. They're the kings of the restarts. But today, Cornell, 3 times I got him with 3 hustle plays in this game.
And they've only turned the ball over 2 times the entire half. That's incredible for an offense that likes to gas it.
Kirst pinballs off a defender. Bad shot! And CJ Kirst is online here on championship weekend.
You almost feel the sigh of relief. Let's go Red feels their superstar. Brothers are in the stands. He's at it again, Quint.
His head coach, Connor Busick, goes airborne after this goal. This bounce shot under the bar. Watch the kick you get off this artificial surface. Overhand bouncers will go.
Maryland has not led today. Aiken wheels down the alley. We'll try Davis again. Road to nowhere. Gives it up. Singer all over Urksa. Urksa got free. Plays it back to X. Aiken, a chance here for Schultz. The freshman with his first goal in 5 games. The Terps bench explodes.
This game could be epic because Maryland's offense for the first time tonight wants a triangle passing. Urksa presses the corner, kicks it behind. They attack the far side. They get a high percentage shot. That is execution.
That looks like Cornell's offense if you watch them on tape throughout the course of the year. Early March down in Atlanta against 2-time defending champ Notre Dame. Jack Schultz came to the party as a freshman. 2 monster goals down at Georgia Tech.
Long has been your key passer, number 1 in white. And Goldstein's behind the net as a point guard.
Cornell probes the perimeter. Burke looking for the crease feed. It's taken away. McNaney.
Left too much time on the clock for Maryland here.
A chance to get even. Terps still have a timeout. They've got to get it into the attack box. They chuck it way downfield. Cornell saying that's a pass. Oh! Nust is out of the cage. Oh! Spanos had his shot blocked. That might end up being a critical play in this game. Nust was out of the cage. Maryland had time, and Spanos had an empty net, but his shot was blocked.
We're working on him. Just didn't see that same pop. He's got the ball right now.
Hugh the Hammer, Ivy League midfielder of the year. Now CJ Kirst, best player in the nation. Kirst wheeling inside. Second goal for Kirst. And the Cornell bench getting juiced.
There's the family. Mom Michelle in the middle with the Reds celebrating. Brother Colin on the right, Boston Cannons goalie.
Watch the pick. Just brushes Schaller. Kirst is running right-handed down the alley, and then at the last minute, Karki plants right-footed and cuts right across just to give himself a hair of an angle. He used his shoulders to get inside Schaller and create some leverage.
Schaller wants to get to the point of attack earlier and get him off his line. Once CJ feels comfortable, then he just drops that left plant foot to extend his angle because he goes in and out at the last second.
Mom Michelle with the sunglasses, flanked by her sons.
26 in red, Larkin's a beast. Redshirt sophomore, rising star, be a first-round pick in the PLL.
Kirst strong to the cage, like a tremendous machine. He scored 3 in a row for the Big Red.
He's in takeover mode. Watch the subtle angle change as his family celebrates. Watch him kind of zigzag here a little. It's a V. If you draw this on a piece of paper, watch, it's in, step away just a little.
With some English. Ford can't come up with it. Loose near midfield.
Still a shot.
Carnage out of the Tempest. It's Ford.
Okay, that ball comes off the pipe of the goalie up into the air, and when it lands, it always has backspin.
So with a fresh shot clock, Spanos pedals back. Checked by the short stick, Gil Martin.
That's a Ward.
He got away with one. And finds Urksa for the goal.
Spanos is your guy. You have to ride him. He is drawing the eyes of the defense. Urksa is the recipient. But this is the big body, 6'5" on a shorty. Cornell knows they have to support. All eyes are on 7. Urksa flashes and understands that. Bam!
Right there, the entire Cornell rooting section, bench, head coach. It looked like warding off. You use that free hand.
What'd you think, Quint? Enough to...
I called it in live time. I thought it was a Ward.
Yeah, looked like it.
I thought it was a little exaggerated at the end.
Long. Using the Kirst pick. Firth. Here's the poetry. Coming around the corner. CJ Kirst. This is what greatness is all about. He has scored the last 4 for Cornell.
Nice cross-check hold by Lamb, and he's off to the races. He just kind of guesses correctly. And then Kirst is in takeover mode. If you're Maryland's defense, you got to help here.
That last goal by Kirst silenced the Maryland bench, so much so that Tillman had to energize them. Well, that works.
Zach Whittier gets one back for the Terps.
Timely goal, the senior from Washington, D.C., known as a passer. He actually leads the team in assists, and so he's given little respect. He's given all sorts of real estate up top. Back and forth he goes. Slide is late, and he beats Nust from mid-range.
He's a passer and a natural lefty. They are forcing Whittier, begging him to go down the right alley. And Nust there just gets caught. Whittier's offhand.
It was 3 days after the original Star Wars movie hit theaters. CJ Kirst has scored the last 4 for Cornell, all unassisted. He did not score in the semis. First time he was held without a point. First, got a stop, gets inside. Cornell wanted to push. Instead, a turnover. Only the 6th of the game for Cornell. Both teams have played pretty clean. 6 turnovers apiece. Maryland with some issues on the clear. And that is failure to advance. You have to get it across midfield before that shot clock hits 60. Cornell wants to go quickly, and they do! A hat trick for Goldstein. There's Kirst now, shaded by Schaller. Using the pick, Kirst gets inside, on the cross. McNaney the veto! Star power against star power converging.
We knew he had to steal some. We said it at halftime. Nobody has played bigger in big spots over the years for the Terps than the 5'8" goalie from Cornell, New York.
And if Maryland scores here, off of that save, that's a pendulum swing, a violent one. John Tillman sensing the moment. He's taken 8 shots.
Maryland sets beautiful picks, effective picks. They crush you in the picking game.
2 goals, 2 assists for Spano. Stovall all the way, flag down. The goal is good. Maryland within 1.
Next level athlete, and you get the mosh pit back in action. Watch him go underneath, a little bit of an S dodge, underneath and then back up the goal line extended. Does he land in the goal mouth?
It doesn't matter, he was pushed in the goal mouth. You could land in the goal mouth and there was a flag down because of defensive pressure. It's the half circle within the crease. Stovall leaves his feet, but he left his feet because of defensive pressure.
Right there.
Right there, they call that.
So they call that, which gives him the green light to land in the goal mouth.
Careless turnover from Maryland down the clear. The best clearing team in the country.
Seen that now twice in this second half in big spots in the 4th quarter. Losing opportunities for your offense with a careless mistake in the clear game.
Right after McNaney bailed you out with a big hustle play. Less than 7 minutes to go. A championship game, perhaps inching its way into the classic tier. First has Canfield. Inside roll. 5 goals for CJ Kirst. Up to 81 on the season, 1 shy of tying the NCAA single season record.
He's been covered by Will Schaller all day, and the brothers love it. Killer turnover by Maryland, sloppy in the middle of the field. That is just not who they are as a team and have typically been. This is a killer. And then on the ensuing possession, you don't get the right matchups. Schaller is not covering Kirst. Kirst sees it and takes advantage of it.
He has 5 goals today. All 5 are unassisted. What does that equate to? I'm owning my matchup.
91% entering the game. Kirst, little bouncer. Goldstein, the backup. 4:13 left in regulation. Cornell nurses a 2-goal lead. Goldstein defended by Lake, he scores! It's been Goldstein and Kirst. 4 for the sophomore, and this 3-goal lead for the Big Red feels massive.
Left-handed. Really no tricks there, Clark. He just posts up left-handed and shoots under the stick of the right-hander, Peter Lake.
And he fights through that shot, too. This isn't a situation where he's using space. He uses his body and he shoots around Lake. That is another unassisted goal.
Still no shot on this possession. We'll get a flag. Now Whittier puts one on Cage and scores. Heads-up play by Whittier, knowing that with the flag, it's a free possession. Get the man up quickly. He puts it on goal. He scores. That will likely kill the penalty.
Number 7, hold, is wiped out.
Good.
The goal is good. Face off.
Spot on, Anish. There's the ward by Big Hugh Kelleher. And then Whittier.
John, what are you thinking here?
Spot on, Anish. He knows it's go time. There's the flag. You got to shoot right away.
Kirst running away. Kirst scores an empty netter. And he will! He ties the single-season goals record. And he puts Cornell up by 3 with 50 seconds to go.
There's going to be some tears of joy. The Kirst family and Big Red Nation. If there's one player you want the ball in his stick in this spot to close it out, to tie the record, it's almost 2-story book.
Spanos, 15 seconds. An odyssey, a half century in the making, but the journey is complete. Cornell will bring a championship home to Ithaca.